This is the plaintiff, Kevin Krugh, a brakeless motorcycle racer. He contends that the defendant promised a used Italian racing engine to the winner of a championship race. He won the race but has never gotten the prize. He's suing for $1,500, the value of an engine. This is the defendant, Maurice Kreisberg, a motorcycle parts wholesaler. He says he was considering giving an engine to the winner, but never put it in writing and backed out of any sponsorship of the race because he didn't like a change in the rules. He's accused of reneging on a racing deal. What you are witnessing is real. The participants are not actors. They are actual litigants with a case pending in a California municipal court. Both parties have agreed to dismiss their court cases and have their dispute settled here in our forum, the People's Court.
Hi, I'm Doug Llewellyn, and welcome to the People's Court. This is the case of winner take nothing. Now, the plaintiff claims that the defendant had told him he had changed his mind about awarding the engine to the winner, and he doesn't think that's fair. He says he is sure the defendant did it because his two sons were in the same race and they didn't win. The defendant insists that he just talked about giving the winner an engine, but he never did firm it up. He states that he no longer wanted any part of sponsorship when a rule change unfairly eliminated new talent from the competition. Well, let's find out just what went on at the races as Judge Wapner hears the testimony.
The People's Court case number 2488, Krugh versus Kreisberg for $1,500. All rise, please.
May be seated. I know you've been sworn, sir, and I have read your complaint. You claim the defendant owes you some money for a prize that you were supposed to win in a race?
Yes, sir.
Where was this race run?
It runs for 6 months, April through September approximately.
One race is 6 months?
No, it's many races, points accumulated, and at the end of the season, the championship is awarded.
I see, okay. And what do you claim that he offered as a prize?
A GM Italian-made Speedway motor.
How did he offer this?
He told Scott, which writes for Speedway magazine, and Kay Moran, who owns San Bernardino Speedway, to announce it. Kay to announce it and Scott to write it in the magazine, which I have it here, which Scott wrote.
Did you win the race?
Yes.
You acknowledge that he did win the race, Mr. Kreisberg?
I acknowledge you won the series, yes.
Right. Did you read this article that was written here before the race?
Yes.
You knew about the prize or before the race was run?
Yes, all the racers did. We talked about it all season.
Did you write this article, sir?
Yes, sir.
Did you talk to the defendant before you wrote the article?
Yes, he came and told me about it, to write in that column.
What did he tell you?
He told me early in the season that he's going to give a free GM motor to the top second division point man at the end of the year.
And he told you to write the article?
Yes. He asked that I mention it in the column.
Did you ask that he mention it in the column?
No, sir.
You did not?
I suggested we might give an engine. A colleague of mine, Mr. Wen, I was going to give a used engine, and Mr. Wen, who unfortunately is incapacitated, he can't be here today, he was going to rebuild it.
You have an affidavit from him?
No, but you can phone him, sir.
I could do a lot of things, but I don't.
Well,
you can't cross-examine a phone call, sir.
Okay, well,
it's only an expert witness that I might call from time to time,
right.
Because that person I don't think has anything to lose by it. As a complete stranger, if I call a stranger as an expert, that's one thing. But to call someone who's got a personal axe to grind on the telephone is not a way to get good evidence.
Well, first of all, I never said I would give an engine. I said I might give an engine.
Did you talk to this?
I talked to Mrs. Rutherford, yes.
No. First of all, did you talk to Scott?
I talked to him afterwards, but I never told him to print anything to do with this engine whatsoever. Mr. Delosio spoke to me halfway through the season, said, when are you going to give that engine? I said, we're not going to give that engine because the rules have been changed, the promoters have changed their mind, the young juniors weren't allowed to ride because of some insurance problem.
You said you changed your mind after...
Yes, I changed my mind by going on with the thing. I never made my mind up in the first place as regards...
Well, how could you change your mind if you never made it up in the first place?
Well, I didn't.
Why did you use the phrase, I changed my mind, but 3 months after it started?
Well, you see, I never said we'd give it in the first place, Your Honor, because
you didn't answer my question. You didn't answer my question.
Oh, I'm sorry. What was your question, please?
I don't think I need to repeat it.
Right. Well,
let me hear from the lady who's the owner of the race speedway.
Well, I'm not the owner. I'm the vice president, and I'm in charge of giving the announcements to the announcer.
Probably the most important person there.
I do a lot of running. Anyway, Mr.
What do you know about this prize?
Mr. Kreisberg, on April 9th, it's our second week of racing in San Bernardino, asked me to have it announced that night that he and Mr. Wynn were offering this free GM engine to the winner of the second division points fund. So I did have it announced, and Mr. Kreisberg was there, and I have the sign-in sheet to prove that he was there. His signature is on...
Did you talk to her about making an announcement,
291.
sir?
No, I didn't. I was in the pits, and I never heard any announcement whatsoever.
You didn't hear the announcement?
No, sir.
Well, it was announced
Well, you were
several times.
there.
I was in the pits.
But you didn't hear the announcement?
No, sir.
His partners, the Wins, were in the announcer's stand and said, oh, good, when I had it announced. They said, yes, we're doing that.
What's the value of this engine?
I have two statements here from two people who sell used and new speedway equipment, bikes, engines, etc. That.
What would the value of that engine be, Mr. Kreisberg?
Well, there's no value at all, sir, Your Honor, because you can't tell the value of a used thing. It could have been $500, it could have been $2,000. It's like the price of a used watch.
But a rebuilt
Well,
engine.
a rebuilt GM Speedway engine.
I would say it would be somewhere around about $1,000 to $1,500. Yes, they're correct there.
Anything else you want to tell me, Mr. Kreisberg?
Yes, sir, Your Honor. If I had have intended to go through with this, I would have, and I spoke to the publishers of this magazine, I would have taken a full-page ad, because I like publicity. You can see there that I do advertise, and also here is a rider sponsored by me, and I do my utmost to get into this magazine. I did even discuss the price of a full-page ad, which was somewhere
that doesn't prove anything, sir.
No, well,
That's a negative. That's
well,
a negative.
There's my ad, Your Honor.
It's a negative. It doesn't prove anything.
Well, at no time did I ever say I will give an engine. At no time whatsoever.
Sir.
My word is my bond.
Both of these people are mistaken.
Well, I'm under oath. And my
so are
word
they.
My word is my bond. If I'd have said I would give an engine, I would give an engine. And as far as this business about my
Why did you change your mind? Why did you change your mind?
I never changed my mind.
That's what you told me about 5 minutes ago when I said I wouldn't repeat the question.
Well, I made a mistake. I never made up my mind. And as far as my sons are concerned, my sons don't compete on all the circuit anyhow 5 nights a week. And those two guys couldn't win an argument.
And you know what? You're not going to win this one.
Oh, really?
Because you just lost. So
Well, I
for plaintiff for $1,500.
Well, lost or what? I didn't lie.
Oh, I'm not going to say whether you did or you didn't. Let's say that you're certainly mistaken, and you changed your mind in the middle of the stream, which was too late, and you already made the commitment, unilateral contract, and it's binding.
Well, whatever.
Whatever. It's only money.
Not mine. They need it more than me.
So Judge Wapner finds for the plaintiff. Mr. Kreisberg, the defendant, is on his way out of the courtroom. Sir, I guess the crucial question to you is, when the article came out, why didn't you make some effort to correct that, or have them correct it, or print a retraction or something?
Number one, I don't buy tabloids. I had to borrow this.
Well, you said you'd like to get in that magazine.
I don't mean to say I want to read it.
All right, but you knew it was in there, didn't
No,
you?
I didn't.
Oh, you didn't. Okay. Well, how do you feel about Judge Wapner's decision?
He's a nice guy.
Good enough. Officer Burrell has some documents you must sign. Thank you very much. Now the plaintiff is on his way out of the courtroom. Are you satisfied?
Yeah, I'm satisfied. It's a shame that it had to get down to this. Speedway is a great sport and a great bunch of people, and it's a shame that someone has to, say they're going to do something not. We live on each other's word. We're around each other a lot. Speedway runs, 6 months out of the year, April through September.
Mm-hmm.
And it's fun racing. Everybody enjoys
What kind of
themselves.
racing? We really didn't hear a whole lot about it. What?
It's oval track, brakeless motorcycle racing. We do 0 to 60 in about 3 seconds. It's quick. We do 4 laps in less than a minute, approximately. And you should come out and see it. It runs Tuesday through Saturday, many a tracks. If you look it up, you can find one.
Okay. Thanks very much. Congratulations. Officer Brow license documents you must sign. And that will wrap it up for this case. The litigants for our next case are on their way into the courtroom.
This is the plaintiff, Patricia Burke,